Hello everyone, welcome to Scorcher Toys at Anymoon.com's review of Bandai's 1/60 scale DX YF29 Ozma custom toy. This is the fourth YF29 released by Bandai. They got the ball rolling with the Alto YF29 that was followed up with a Fokker 30th anniversary version. That was followed by an Osamu variant as seen in the Macross 30th video game. And now this Ozma custom, which is also from that Macross 30th video game. I have previous videos I made for the Osamu toy and for the Alto and Fokker toys. Definitely check out those videos. I will go into more detail on what makes these toys different from their precursors. In this video, I'm just going to highlight the attributes of each mode and then what makes the Ozma custom different from the previous YF29 toys. Now, as you may know, the YF29 is sort of a VF25 toy with tornado parts that are built into it. It's kind of the concept behind it. So to that end, you get these guns that come up and extend like so. Now the Osamu version had a little bit of an issue here because there was a head gun that poked out and that kind of prevented you from bringing these guns all the way forward. Once forward, the guns can articulate back and forth and pivot up and down. So that's all cool. They also collapse and stow. So you want to do this kind of carefully. So they collapse and stow and they lock into place firmly so they don't create a problem once put away. Now, unique to the Ozma version is a new head sculpt that creates kind of a hump in the back that I was not too keen on. Another complaint with fighter mode for the YF29 Ozma custom is that the swing bar for the gun goes right through the skull emblem. I guess not much you could do about that, but that's a little bit of a bummer. As with all other YF29 toys, you get the twisting turbines. You get the intakes with covers. Here I've got the covers removed, but you can see there's turbine detail there. Obviously integral landing gears. We'll put them away right now. You have a front tow bar that's articulated. The nozzles on the back of the jets are articulated. The wing tips can be adjusted up and down. There is an opening canopy. The pilot figure comes in the cockpit already. He is removable. There is also a gimmick that lets you pop off this back piece to reveal a second seat. I've shown that in previous videos, so I'm not going to do it here. The gun attaches without any necessary attachment piece. And there's a display stand included that's pretty rudimentary, but you can just kind of slide it on. The gun will actually fit. And then it fits into place like so. And there you have the toy on the display stand. And again, there's not really much you could do with the display stand. Alright, let's check out Gwalk mode. Here's Gwalk mode, and I do have a couple of transformations on YouTube that show you how to get from fighter mode to Gwalk and then Battroid mode. I also have another video that shows you how to go back the other direction. Getting from Battroid mode to fighter mode is generally a lot more frustrating for people. I show you a couple tricks around the arms and the shoulders particularly and how to get them back into fighter mode that I think will help you out and really help you enjoy your toy a little bit more. In Gwalk mode, there's nothing really that separates the Ozma custom toy from the previous versions. The toy itself does very well in this mode, largely because of an arm that comes up and supports the back of the toy. That arm also allows you to stow the gun. The shield has a contraption that allows you to store the included dagger. There's also 3 sets of fixed posed hands that come with this toy. You could elevate the guns in Gwalk mode like I did in fighter mode. That's completely possible. You can also collapse the wings if you prefer the look that way instead. Alright, let's check out Battroid mode. The head on the Ozma custom is what separates it really from the previous YF29 incarnations. As you can see, it's got 2 eyes They're clear green plastic with black painted over to make the rest of the visor. It makes them pop a little bit in the light. Some people aren't a big fan of what could be construed as a human face on a mech. Ozma's kind of blurring the line there by having two separate eyes, whereas traditionally you might see a single visor or a box that represents a camera array. So this head might appeal to some people more than others. The guns are articulated on the side. The interior gun can rotate separate from the exterior. These are just plugged in pieces, so you can also remove them pretty easily. The shoulders contain missile bays. Those missiles are pretty poorly detailed, pretty much just red dots. The side profile of the YF-29 in Battroid mode is hardly a thing of beauty. While we're taking a look though, the legs have missile bays. You just pull the bays away from the leg, give them a little room to extend, then you rotate the top section forward like so, and the bottom section as well, and then you just pry away to reveal the missiles inside. Just like the shoulder bays, the missiles are very poorly detailed. Just little red dots like you can see there. For those of you who haven't seen any of my other YF-29 videos, let's run through articulation real quick. Head is on a ball joint, and as I told you before, the lasers are articulated. The guns in the back can come up and pivot. Obviously, you're going to need the head lasers in a little bit if you want to bring them down past. The shoulders are articulated at the point where they meet the chest. And then there is a double ball joint piece, a little metal piece that comes out and connects this part of the shoulder to this part of the shoulder. So you have ball joints here and here. You can bring the arm away, but you do need to be careful. If you bring it too far away, you'll pinch the shoulder piece and pop it off. There's a twist point right below the shoulder. And then you have a double jointed elbow, allowing you to get that far with it. That's a nice range of motion. Hands are on ball joints. And there's articulated hands that come on the toy and stay on the toy through transformation. Although, like I said, you do get some fixed posed options. There is a waist on this toy, which is nice to see. You have ball jointed hips, and they can come in quite far. So you have good range of motion there. You can bring it back. Make sure your pelvis is jutting forward, otherwise you'll run into your canards. If you run into your canards, you're doing something wrong. There is quite the range of motion there, and you can come back until you hit your backpack. You have a Gwalk joint. Obviously you need that for transformation. If you pull the legs away, I just managed to pop mine out. You also have a twist point at the knee. And you have ball joints at the feet that let you go in, out, up, and down. So obviously a lot more down for Gwalk mode, a little bit up. And if you can listen, there's a little bit of clickiness to it. So it holds poses very nicely. And that is it for articulation. Check out anymoon.com. I'm going to have lots of pictures of this toy and other YF-29 toys and some pretty cool poses. You can have a lot of fun with this toy. The Ozma type comes with the standard YF-29 gun. This is not like the Osamu version, which had the bayonet in the front. This is like the Alto and Fokker versions. You extend, that brings up the scope. You then can bend the scope down and open up the front of the gun, kind of like crocodile teeth, like so. You then, on the hand, have a little peg that fits into the grip of the gun, which really helps you lock things in place. When using the display stand in Battroid mode, where you connect the toy will render the waist joint inoperable, so just something to keep in mind. So the display stand actually inhibits articulation a little bit. And again, the display stand itself doesn't have any articulation to it, so it's cool. Makes it so you don't have to worry about your toy falling over in a display case. but it is also lame in that it doesn't really help you out very much in coming up with some sweet poses, although obviously you can. Again, this toy is very well articulated. As far as YF29 toys go, this toy is also excellent like the other YF29 toys. The dark gray color of it might look a little dreary to some. To others, it looks a little more realistic, I guess, and has a lot of appeal. Also, it has that school emblem on the back, so that's going to appeal to some people. Also, Bandai hasn't given us a VF25S renewal re-release in a long time, so there's some pent-up Ozma demand. One thing to look for if you are purchasing this toy in the secondary market, maybe from someone buying a used toy, there were a number of people that complained of stress marks near these hinges right out of the box. So I would ask for a picture if I was buying this secondhand of this area. In fighter mode would be fine, so you could see if this is damaged. If it is, there's apparently a blow dryer technique that helps reduce how visible those stress marks are. But obviously, if you can't avoid it, you'd rather get one without the stress marks in the first place. Alright, check out anymoon.com for my full review and for notes on all the other YF29 releases. Thanks for viewing.